There are a number of things that you can invest in during your fitness journey at any stage of your fitness journey that will dramatically increase the rate at which you see results. Okay. And it will also dramatically decrease the amount of time spent in order to reach those goals that you set. I mean, imagine hitting a 1 year goal you set out for yourself in 6 months. Imagine hitting a 6 month goal you set out for yourself in 90 days. And in this video, I'm going to go over some of those investments that you can make that will dramatically increase results. But first, I want to go over something that Arnold once said: the worst thing I can be is the same as everybody else. I hate that. Now, why did I include this quote? It's because Arnold was a champion on stage and off stage, okay, and several different things. It was his work ethic. Now, to achieve above average results, you have to do above average things. And taking the time to watch a video like this and invest in yourself is an above average thing. And that will put you ahead of the pack. Benny Frank right here on the $100 bill once said, an investment in knowledge pays the best interest. I have personally spent over $10,000 in different things to invest in my own knowledge, not even including college, and I have never regretted any of them, okay? So in this video, we're gonna start off with the number one best investment right here. Obviously, a Lamborghini. That will get you any girl. We all know you're going to the gym to get girls. Might as well skip it. I'm kidding. We're going to actually jump right into it right here with number one being kitchen tools. This saves me so much time during the week and over the course of a month, dozens of hours. Saves you time, saves you money, and saves you stress. When you have tools like this, a crock pot, an Instant Pot, that will make meals for you super fast, it will reduce the need for you to go eat out or stop to grab something to eat. Because I think one of the main reasons that people actually go out to eat so much is because they know something at this other place tastes way better than something they can make. I'm gonna put a card in the top right hand corner of recipes that I have made with a crock pot: chicken teriyaki with yum yum sauce, chicken broccoli Alfredo pasta. Amazing things that you can make and meal prep for yourself throughout the week that not only saves you time but saves you money. Okay. Glass containers, super good investment here. Everyone wants to go with the plastic containers because they're a lot cheaper. However, I literally have been using one of the plastic containers I've had for a little over a year, maybe 2 years, and it started deteriorating rapidly. And when I took that plastic container out of the microwave after a food that I've heated up, I literally almost just threw out the whole thing because it looks like the plastic was coming off into the food. Highly, highly recommend glass containers. Also, if you're on the go a lot, you're a busy guy, then you're going to need to bring some of the meals with you. And these glass containers make it way better for the temperature control with your food, which obviously can decrease the amount of bacteria that spreads, okay? Mason jars, obviously, there's a glass theme here, just if you want to do kind of salads in them, overnight oats. And finally, get rid of that plastic blender bottle, even though I have one right here. I know, but I do have tin ones or steel ones just like this. This will also just improve the taste of your water, and it's more durable, right? We don't want those microplastics in our system, okay? So long story short, invest in glassware and kitchen tools like this to make recipes that you actually like to eat so that it will reduce the amount of time that you waste and money when you go to eat out somewhere, okay? Moving to number two, which is a standing desk and or a walking pad. Now, I actually have a standing desk. I'm using it right now. Obviously, I'm not standing up right now, but I do use it quite often, okay? And standing desk for a sedentary worker is so important, and I'm going to tell you why. Because obviously, you burn slightly more calories when you're standing up, but also our hips and our lower back are crying for help when we sit for long periods of time. Standing will put more of the pressure on your legs and your glutes when you're standing so that it will reduce that lower back pain. It will reduce the hip pain and cramps that you might get from sitting from long hours of time, okay? Walking pad. I put a little graph here showing how many calories you can actually burn when you're using this. You could even go slower than 1.5 miles an hour. You can go half mile an hour. You can go 1 mile an hour and still just keep your metabolism rolling throughout the day and burn a good amount of calories. I mean, even at this one, 4 hours at 2 miles an hour, that's almost 800 calories. That's like a whole meal for a lot of people, and it will dramatically help your weight loss journey. Okay, moving on to number 3 is going to be a sleep tracker. Now, I want to tell you a couple tools that you can use, which is a Whoop, an Oura Ring, or a Garmin. These are some tools that you can invest in to actually track your sleep, because recovery is so underrated for so many people, especially sleep. I can't tell you how many clients come to me and their Achilles heel is the amount of time they sleep. Now, I don't just want to yap about it. I want to show you a real study. Here's the link if you want to go check it out. You can just pause the video, type in this link. But basically, there was a study done with over 83,000 people, and the participants who reported less than 5 hours of sleep per night had an approximately 40% higher risk of developing obesity compared to those who reported 7 to 8 hours of sleep. I have a client that used to get under 5 hours of sleep dramatically, and it was such a stalemate at losing the weight. And once we were able to solve that issue of getting enough sleep, he was able to drop so much weight in such a shorter amount of time. Okay, here's some tools that you can use. I recommend I've never tried the Oura Ring. I think the Whoop I've heard a lot of great things about. If you have an Apple Watch, you can even use that and configure it. But using habits like the Navy SEAL sleep method, stop playing on your phone for at least 90 minutes before you go to bed, or reading before you go to bed. Okay, I leave my phone in the kitchen when I go to sleep. I literally put it all the way in a different room, and it has helped me dramatically. And last but not least, right here, we have a coach. And so this is probably one of the biggest and best investments if you have a good coach, okay? Investing in a coach does so much more than just coach you during the session, okay? It gives you clarity, okay? It reduces the amount of guesswork. And guesswork is one of the biggest wastes of times when you're trying to achieve something. You don't want to be guessing. You want to have a plan, and you want to follow a linear path so that you will be able to achieve those goals as fast as possible. Okay, running off that, speed literally skips years of trial and error. So many people question me online because I put up a transformation on myself that took like 8 to 10 years. Obviously, I'm a lifetime natural, but they're like, I could have done this in 2. Social media has kind of broken the way that we look at transformations. However, getting a coach and using all the appropriate tools and knowledge will literally cut years off the time that you want to see your results. Accountability. Having a coach is, I always say, like handing in homework to your teacher. Okay. We as humans are very good at convincing ourselves of certain things, and we'll let ourselves get away with other things. However, when you have someone else correcting your homework, that puts an extra level of pressure on you to get that done, and especially in a timely manner. You don't want to have your coach disappointed in you. Okay. Here's one of my clients, Dustin, who literally started out with me and won a show. Okay, I trained him through the show prep, and he won first and overall in his class. And I got this experience not only from educating myself in health and wellness, but I myself, years prior in 2020, did a bodybuilding show and won first and overall. And I had a coach for that. I didn't do that alone. Are you kidding me? This is Dustin the year before he was coached by me. And this is him at the same time of that first picture you saw, winning on stage. Okay. What a difference 1 year can do when you're following the right plan. This is a 4-month difference when Dustin signed on with me. So this is in December. This is in April. Okay. Insane difference hard work can do. Okay. A coach can apply so many different things within your program that you can learn. And not only just, the coach isn't just useful during that time that you're being coached. It will increase your work capacity and your knowledge gap that you didn't have before achieving that goal. What does that mean? Well, I literally learned things from my coach that I took away from when I won the show, and I also applied it to Dustin. And these are things I would never have been able to coach Dustin had I not had that experience with my coach and learned so much from my coach. Now, just winning a show doesn't qualify you to coach someone to do a show. You obviously have to have those that knowledge background of getting certified and learning all the health parameters, because a bodybuilding coach is dramatically different than regular lifestyle coaching. Okay. However, I have also helped so many other types of clients not just people that were prepping for a show like Dustin, but I have helped just regular people who just want an at-home program, who just want to increase their deadlift and also get to see their abs. Okay, so if you are curious about what kind of coaching that I can offer, follow me on Instagram, subscribe, leave a comment, reach out to me any way that you can, and I will sure enough get back to you. Thanks for watching this video. And if you want to learn how to get the most amount of muscle with having the most amount of shortcuts that you can, all right, so getting the most amount of muscle and losing the most amount of fat while working a busy job, having a busy life, not these life that the Instagram influencers promote. I mean, these guys have all day to cook a steak, to take pictures, to work out. If you have a realistic lifestyle, you have a family, you have a job, subscribe to the channel because I'll be coming out with a plethora of more videos covering so many different topics about how you can do that. Thanks for watching.